All right, pre-AP 9. This is what we covered the 10th of October. It's Friday today. Entry task, not to look this person up or do anything, but if you know who Socrates is, what a Socratic seminar is, what might be the purpose of a Socratic seminar, go ahead and go and do the Google form that's in our Google Classroom. Learning target today was to figure out learn what a Socratic seminar is and how to conduct one, especially in my class. Maybe you've done one before, but let's see what my expectations are. Usually there are two circles. There's an inner circle and an outer circle. The inner circle are talking, and the outer circle, people are supporting. We took Cornell notes on this. So starting on this page, you have a great Q question up at the top. What is a Socratic seminar? The important things to me to get into your notes are that it is a way of teaching set up by Socrates. And another reason that we do Socratic seminars, and I don't think that question's not on here, but I'd create another question in the Q column. Why do we do them? Because students learn best by asking questions. So I'd have those two things in my notes. Teachers just moderate. Why do we have Socratic seminars? Great question for your Q column. Two reasons, really. They help students engage in a text in class deeply, and they cause people to work together to build a joint understanding. So if you need to hit stop, that's basically, there's other words on the page. Number one, to deeply engage in the text. Number two, to create a joined understanding of the text. And that's why we have them. How do you prepare for a Socratic seminar? The first bullet point doesn't really matter directly yet. You won't worry about that yet. But your bottom line is the ways to prepare are: one, to read the text carefully, text or texts, and two, prepare yourself with questions and quotations. So one, read the text. Two, write, create, copy important questions and quotations. What types of questions should you ask during the seminar? You should ask 3 levels of questions. You should come up with 1 question per level. So 3 total questions of 3 different levels is the answer to this. And here are the levels. So your question in the Q column might be, what is level 1? What are level 1 questions? These are knowledge questions. Knowledge meaning that you can find, it's generally the stuff that's right there in the text. You can find it generally in one specific location. What does Lenny look like? It's right there. There are some stems you can use. I'll be giving you more and more and more, but I put one of these in my notes. Can you summarize the information? Can you state it in your own words? Stick one of those into your notes. I'll show you my notes at the end. Level 2 are application questions, also kind of inference questions. Application means supporting your ideas with evidence. Some stems you can use are explain why, compare and contrast. The one I put in my notes was compare and contrast. We do a lot of that. Level 3 questions are synthesis questions. So what are level 3 questions? They are combining information from 2 different elements. For example, you might be comparing 2 different texts with each other or connecting a text to the outside world. Some people think these are harder, but these, I think, are easier in some ways because they use personal information frequently. So here's some sentence stems for level 3. So if you wanted to create another question in your Q column, what are some sentence stems for level 3 questions? Imagine what George could do if Lenny weren't around. Speculate, whatever. Okay, how is this text similar to outside world? There is a video in here that I'm going to put the slides in. This was just a kind of frost the cake, if you will. It gives you just a clearer understanding. You can certainly add ideas from here to your notes if you want. The bulk of your notes have already been taken, but this might just clarify your thinking to make sure you got it. I'm just going to click right through that. You watch the video. I'm not going to spend time in talking about it. Seminar, what does it look like? There's 2 circles. I might draw little circles in my notes. You'll either be an A or a B, and you'll have a partner, and you'll flip-flop. The deal with the partners, I wouldn't write any of these questions. If you're in B, you're taking notes for the person in A, and the person in A will be participating, and then you'll be switching. You'll be doing some metacognitive pieces where you're thinking about what you do. I do have another video in here of what a good, solid Socratic seminar looks like. They're not easy, they're not comfortable, but I find the best material comes out of them. They are my favorite things of the year. Again, watch the video to see what happens. You don't necessarily have to put it in your notes, but I'm not going to spend time sitting watching this while making this video. You can do that. So, the discussion in a seminar, most important thing right here is respect. It's really not a lecture. It's not actually a debate either. It's a casual conversation where somebody will start and it follows. Don't be so hooked on asking the questions on your paper that you don't get engaged in the conversation. It's a well prepared conversation, if you will. Guidelines, please look at each other when you speak and listen to people when they speak. One person will speak at a time. Each person will be asking a question and responding as well. You'll be giving evidence from the text to support yourself, and please, please always treat each other with respect. There will be an assessment. These don't go in your notes. I'm going to be firming this up this weekend. There's a prep sheet that will be involved. You will need to ask a question. You'll need to respond to a question, and you'll need to cite some evidence from some text. It can be paraphrased or a direct quote. But Monday, we're going to be working on this part of it. And afterwards, just be aware there's going to be a reflection sheet for you to think about how you did and maybe and reflect on your partner's notes. Some more sentence stems. I'll be posting these around the room, putting them on tables. There'll be many options for you to choose from. Here are the notes that I took. You can beg, borrow, steal. I cut off the Q columns because I pretty much already said it. Why do we do a Socratic seminar? I cut off what is a Socratic seminar. It's a way of questioning created by Socrates. Preparation to prepare. How do we prepare for a Socratic seminar? We read the text. We write 3 questions from each of these levels of understanding. What does a Socratic seminar look like? There's 2 circles. Here's what we do. Here's how we prepare. The document that I used for reference that you can certainly scan through. We're going to be using sections of this, but we didn't address it. Don't fill it out yet. I put it in here in case you wanted to look. The important thing is, where did it go? I lost it. It was here. Generally, opening questions are things like level 1 questions to get the conversation started. Generally, level 2 questions can be used in the middle of the conversation, and closing questions are those level 3 questions frequently. Not always, but frequently. There's some more questions that you can use that I'll be providing to you. And that will probably be your evaluation. That is it. That's what we did today. Although I had you set aside, this is going to take me a second, some time to look at the prompt. This is the topic that we're going to be discussing on Monday. And the prompt is at the end of this one. The prompt is to analyze how I Have a Dream and Of Mice and Men address the theme of independence during times of social upheaval in the United States. What circumstances in each text are presented as limitations to independence? What do these texts suggest about what is needed to achieve or maintain independence? What combination of factors do you think are necessary for independence and why? Use relevant evidence from both texts to support your analysis. Feel free to conduct outside research on both historical time periods to support your response as needed. Okay, so that is what we are going to be discussing. We're going to probably spend part of the time on Monday coming up with those leveled questions, and then we're going to go ahead and dig right in. There you go. So that's what we did today on the 10th Friday. Have a great weekend and add to your notes as needed. I'll see you Monday.